Hello, I'm Charles Timothy. Today I want us to look into some of the chapters of the books that were released progressively. Before we age further, I want to explain what the flipped mind and the hybrid mind is all about. The flipped mind is about a mind that is confused and living in the dark, but out of the entrance of light, the mind flipped around. The light in Hebrew is knowledge. Just like in a room, if the reflection of the light is higher or bigger or more, there tends to be more brightness in the room. So the flipped mind is about a mind that caught that light, out of the quest for knowledge. The windows of the mind expanded, and light rays penetrated. It absorbed light rays, and it flipped around. The hybrid mind is about two words. One is the original world and one is the physical world. We live in the physical world. The other one is the original world. The original world is actually the real world. This physical world which you and I live in is a reflection of the original world. And I also mentioned that in the original world, one mind is like the supreme intelligence in the original world, and he extended himself to the physical world through you and I. Okay, let's really jump into the chapters so we have a clear perspective of what I'm trying to say. In chapter 3 on the flipped mind, which I titled The Flip, I said the mind can be flipped as a coin, not by tossing it in the air. The mind is expandable. It can expand, but it needs to expand based on what you put inside. Just like a balloon, the more you blow it, the bigger it becomes. So the mind can expand, can change, can be flipped, but it takes a while. It takes a gradual process, one step at a time. They say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with just one step. So the flipping of the mind is determined by a gradual process. It doesn't happen in a split second. It takes a while, and it takes the entrance of knowledge, the right knowledge, information, light rays into the mind to enlarge the capacity of the mind. Okay, I went further in the flipped mind on the chapter 3 of hybrid mind, which I titled chapter 4 of hybrid mind, which I titled One Mind. I said that one mind is the coalescence of all existence. I mean, one mind made all things. Before our world, which is the physical world, it was made by one mind. Some people attribute this to God, Allah, supreme intelligence, or whatever you want to name it, but I know it's one mind. I want to be straight on it. It's just one mind, because one mind interlinks all minds. One mind made extended mind, and the following are the characteristics or qualities of one mind. He's eternal, he's self-sustaining, sees, hears, feels, creates, sense, and recalls, has all the updates man needs for centuries ahead, rewards and do not violate his promises. One mind lives in the original world, and we are the extended mind. In chapter 5 of hybrid mind, I titled it Extended Mind. We are the extended mind. The 7.8 billion people on this planet, including the ones born today, are the extended mind. You and I are the extended mind. This is how it rolls. If one mind sees a vacuum in the physical world, remember the physical world is a reflection of the original world. So what does he do? He sends extended mind to fill in that gap. It's quite unfortunate that most people on earth has lost their compass. They've lost their sense of direction and purpose. So what one mind does is he keeps sending updates, sending extended mind to fill in those gaps, to make sure that it's in equilibrium, that what is in the original world is exactly the reflection of the physical world. I hope you are getting it right now. Okay, I gave an example of a CEO who has a company and has other branches in different parts of the world, and he handpicked one of his best employee to manage that branch. And after a while, from the reports he got, he found out that the employee is not doing a really good job. So he called and interrogated the employee and asked him what's going on. And he also sent the necessary resources for the employee to be optimal. But over time, he still found that the employee ain't doing better. So what did he do? He had to recall him. So this is what happens. So we are ideas in the mind of the one mind, which he extended himself through the physical world to fill in those gaps. Now, the purpose of those gaps is to coordinate the betterment of humanity. Each and every one of us, our purpose is to make humanity better, to make the world a better place, not to make it more confused, deteriorated. No. Each and every one of us, we are sent here to make the world a better place for each other. So recall is a death. We call it death, but it's recall. So he had to recall the employee, to ask him what's going on. So I also went further to explain that abortion, just like is the removal of fetus, is we can also abort ideas. We are ideas in the mind of one mind. We are ideas in his mind. So because we are ideas, if we commit suicide, we are committing a sort of abortion, because we are killing the idea itself. It's not up to us to determine the consequences. It's up to one mind to determine the consequences. Just like male and female, you decide to go for to change your form. It's a sort of idea, in a sort of abortion in a way, because you are actually saying that the purpose of one mind sending you here is compromise. So you don't feel he has the right intention for you. So you want to change yourself from a man to a woman, or a woman to a man. It's a sort of abortion in a sort, and it has consequences of its own. So he is the one to decide your consequence, the outcome. This book is very amazing and interesting. I would like you to go through it, download it. You can download it from my website, charlieclassic.com, just on the show note below. Download it, read it. It's actually right now on PDF at the moment. Feel free to share with friends and families. Have a great and awesome week. I bounce.